Welcome to Night of the Living Trev. I'm Trevor and I love talking horror in books, media, and culture. In this session, I'm excited for two things. First, it's March Book Madness 2021 at the Saratoga Springs Public Library. The brackets are going live, or are live, or were live depending on when you see this. Go to www.sspl.org for complete details. Second thing, today's book was one of the most buzzed books of 2020, a Goodreads Choice 2020 finalist in the horror category, recipient of all kinds of praise and bestseller accolades. It also happens to be my favorite book of 2020. It's The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This is a novel about decisions, consequences, and punishments, and it asks, does the cosmos have a statute of limitations? When it's time to settle your cosmic ledger, is there any wiggle room, any negotiation? So, soon after meeting our main character, Lewis, a Blackfeet native, we're transported back in time to the scene of an illegal elk hunting trip taking place about 10 years prior, along with three of his friends, on tribal land reserved specifically for the elders to hunt. The events during that trip, which I will not spoil here, also there might be kids in the room, set the present day events of the story into motion. A prosaic combustion engine belching forth a rich, dark exhaust of foreboding and thickly building suspense. Now, a decade later, our Lewis is seeing ghostly images just outside the periphery of his vision, fleeting images of what appears to be a woman with an elk's head. And coinciding with these visions, things around Lewis begin to spoil, rot, and die. And I'm talking all of it, people, places, and things. If the novel stopped there as a narrative of a group of friends screwing up in the past, angering some supernatural force, which then returns for vengeance and picks off the guys one by one in some grisly, innovative fashion, it would really scratch that itch for a traditional revenge slasher horror story, ending with the obvious showdown between the main character and the big bad, with the protagonist emerging victorious, conquering the evil. Then, as the story is about to fade, it cuts to the inevitable scene where the supposedly dead monster's eyes snap open, promising us a sequel. But nothing is that neat and tidy here, and it's only one aspect of the dark pall that hangs over Jones's masterpiece. As this is a novel that plays with the concept of time and memory, readers may sense that in The Only Good Indians, and maybe in our reality, the past might be all that there is. And it's the only concrete aspect of our reality. We can't outrun it, and we can't pretend it away. It is what it is. That maybe there's no such thing as being in the present, and the past has the power to manifest as this malevolent force, feeding on our guilt and pain until it grows big enough and strong enough to eventually finish the job. Yeah, this is the horror story here. Stephen Graham Jones belongs to a class of writers who are almost genres under themselves, including Joe R. Lansdale, Gabino Iglesias, Paul Tremblay, Silvia Moreno Garcia, and Victor Laval, who paint with prose beautiful brutality, leaving readers in awe of what they've just experienced, unsure of how to feel other than coming out of the reading experience as fundamentally changed. So while this is squarely in the camp of horror fiction, it's one of those special books that right away hits readers with its literary shrapnel. Then it turns on the magnet and drags them in by the shards, and by then it's too late. You're in for the ride, and not regretting it at all. This has been a Night of the Living Trev, Saratoga Springs March Book Madness promo for The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, published in 2020 by Saga Press, available at your favorite local public library. Hint, that's us. Until next time, stay spooky, everybody.